Hey guys, this is Chad from Trail Exploration. I wanted to create a short video on the drawer system that I built for the Nissan Xterra. So I've traveled all over the United States in a 21 Jeep Wrangler, from the East Coast, West Coast, Colorado, North Carolina, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Ozarks, you name it. I've been all over the place. And in that vehicle I have a shelf, and then I have the swing out with the table. But for storage, everything's in a plastic tub, and when I get to a campsite, I have to get everything out. It's a little bit organized, but still I have to dig through all of the plastic tubs, and then I have to get them out everywhere. And if it's raining, it's really a pain. So I knew when I got the Nissan Xterra that I was going to build some sort of drawer system that I could take in and out of the vehicle for when I go on the overlanding trips. So we typically go out on trips that are, sometimes it's just a weekend, but a lot of times it's 7 to 14 days. So I wanted something that I could put in the Xterra, have all of my gear in, and have everything organized and not have to pull tubs out and go through that nonsense. So I built a drawer system, which I want to show you in this video, and I tried to create as many step-by-step the procedure as I can, but obviously I'm a one-man band, so I can't do all the great videoing that I wanted to. But if you have any questions on anything, any comments or questions, just comment below and I can answer those questions. So what I did is I wanted to have a place for the refrigerator. So I've got my set power fridge on a set power drawer slide. It's on one side, and above that I have another drawer. And then on the opposite side of that, I wanted to have 3 drawers, and I wanted the bottom drawer to have a double pull out. So the top drawer, you got a ton of storage up there, and the bottom drawer pulls out. And then there's a drawer inside of that drawer that pulls out, and that's where I'll have my stove at, and I'll be able to cook. And I've got a couple different options there for prep area, and there's an area for prep above that, or just staging your foods as you cook. One of the things that I really enjoy about overlanding is actually cooking. So typically I'll have a lot of things out when I'm trying to cook. So I wanted to create that space, kind of a miniature kitchen triangle, so I can pull the fridge out, and then I have my prep area, and then I have my stove there to cook with. So yeah, I hope that you like this. I just try to create content for overlanding, for Nissan, now the Xterra, for the Wrangler. This box, if you change the dimensions on it, you could actually fit it in any vehicle, 4Runners, any SUVs, a minivan, whatever. Maybe you go on extended camping trips, but this would be a good way to have something that you can fit everything you need in. Yeah, so if you enjoy this content, please follow. I'm on Trail Exploration on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook at the same place, but on Instagram, I'm nomadic.overland. Please like and subscribe. If you enjoy this, please comment. Let me know, what could I show you differently as I build this Nissan into the overlanding rig that I want to. Yeah, but I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. So the first cut we're going to make is it's going to be 35 inches deep and then 43 inches wide, which fits right inside of the wheel wells. And you'll see I have this propped up because the back of the vehicle is not level. It actually slopes to the back. So this is about the height. We'll come in and put a little piece of finish trim in there, and then probably some support across the middle. But we're also going to cut a hole in this so we can access into the storage area below. We've got a couple of the pieces mocked up. So overall height is 28 inches tall. The bottom piece is 35 inches deep, 43 inches tall. And the spacing on this drawer here is 20 inches. And then we're trying to determine if the fridge is going to set on top of a slide or a drawer will be on top of the fridge. One of the two is going to happen. So this is just kind of mocking it up. If you see, it does stick out a little bit, but everything clears. We will reinforce the bottom, and then down here where this track is how we're going to secure it with some blocking. But we're raising it up because we want it to be level with the car, not the floor, because the floor slopes towards the rear about 1.5 inches. So, and then you'll see we'll have some space behind the rear seats, and it's probably hard to see, but there will be some storage area on both sides. And then this space right here will get cut out, so you can get into that bottom compartment, and then you just pull the drawer out, open the quarter seat up there, and then you'll be able to get down inside there, which is quite a big area to store stuff. So I got the first stage done. We've got a 10-inch drawer here, and then I'll have a dual drawer here. This side, I believe the fridge is going to go on the bottom, and then there'll be another shelf in here, an 8-inch shelf, or drawer, sorry, 8-inch drawer. Possibly be a shelf, I guess. And then one of the things I wanted to do was be able to access the area underneath. So there's a little space here, and then you just pull this drawer out and you can get in here and put whatever recovery stuff. And then there's a little bit of a wedge here, so that will have a place for like my campfire stove, or probably my table. I don't know what all will fit in there, not a lot. And then this little area here, pretty sure my little portable toilet's gonna slide back in there. So, and then a little bit of room on top, you know, if you want to stuff something up there. But yeah, it's pretty tight. A couple holes. Gonna have a bolt that'll go down into the track system that'll hold this in place. One there and one there, and the front's pretty tight against the seat. So that's all I'm gonna do for now. If I find that I need more, I can add another bolt in there. But and I went ahead and trimmed out the bottom because it is, like I said, sloped. May finish this off, trim it up. I don't know, we'll see. Wouldn't be too hard to do, but one cool thing is this thing, you know, the way it's built, it's 43 inches wide, 35 inches deep. The drawers are only, this section is only 28 inches deep. So it can just come out of the vehicle, which is what I want. So here's another look at it with the fridge in place. So I was trying to determine if I want the fridge on the bottom or up top, but I think I'm gonna just put it at the bottom because of the weight, and then I'll add another drawer in here just to have some extra space. And then, like I said, this will be a double drawer. So still got a lot of work to do, but it's a start, and hopefully it'll be nice and organized for camping. The bottom box started. It's got the tray in the bottom of that, and there'll be another floor inside there. So it's a slow learning process for sure. From the saw blade to the dado blade. And using a Craftsman stackable. 1/2 inch is what we're doing. The way we are dadoing out the bottom of the sides of the drawer rails and the back. And that way we can also glue it and nail it together, and it should make a pretty nice strong cabinet. Due to the weight of what I'm putting in the cabinet, I'm just using the 1/2 inch plywood. It will make everything quite a bit heavier, but it's to me it's the best way. So what I'm doing here is bring my fence over, and I'm just gonna have that in contact. Clamp this down. I'll have to start this up and see if it's gonna hit or not. What I like to do is run a little test piece to see how everything is.
be nice and flush, so looks like I'm a little bit deep. So I'm gonna just budge the fence over here, and I'm gonna run it one more time. A piece of scrap. Looks like everything's perfect where we want it. So we're gonna go ahead and do the actual parts now. Just make some squiggly lines at the bottom to where I want everything to be cut. All right, got the drawers all dadoed out. So next step is I'm gonna go ahead and put the backs on, and then I'll measure to see where we're at for the bottoms, and we'll take the dado blade off. We're done with it, and we'll cut the bottoms. And I like to go ahead, even though I've screwed it or nailed it, sorry, I'll put this on here, and we'll let this clamp and glue dry. So we'll go ahead and flip this over. And now I'm going to measure across here what this distance is, and then what it is in the front, and I can go ahead and do my drawer bottoms. The hardware that I'm using, this is a kind of a flathead Phillips, and it's a 1/4-20, and it's 3/4 of an inch long. And then I have these to put on the wood side of the so I'm putting one at the back and one at the front. You can, what I want to do, I didn't really want to have a nut exposed inside the actual drawer, so tighten it down. That's it. I'm going to show you real quick how I locate the slides to the side of the cabinet. So just pull these out a little bit, pull the drawer out, and then this is going to set flush. So I'll probably use this one here, but I'm going to have to countersink it because I haven't done that yet on this one. And then this side, same thing. Sorry, easy to get hold of. This side I don't have to countersink because there's not any of the locking hardware. But one of the things I also want to show you is I take a couple 1/8" shims. So I know there's going to be some weight in these, so I'll just stack two together, and I'll put that under the front of the box, and then two on the other side. And that would give me about enough room for this to sag a little bit if it gets some weight into it. So pull this out just a little bit more, and then I will countersink these and drill those. Same thing in the back, put my shim packs back in, and through this clear hole I'm going to choose to drill and countersink that one out. Make sure probably a lot of ways to cut the squares out for the lock mechanism, but I'm going to use my DeWalt tool for that. So it's I just take a file to kind of square out the holes. set up with the you just want to take the front and test fit it, make sure it's going to work. Looks like everything is operating correctly. So we will square this up and start attaching it. So for added strength, we're going to add, kind of messy, glue in here. That'll help secure the front of this cabinet. And since we're painting these, got our glue. This one's no paint. Alright, glue's getting everywhere. It's fine. Put that back in position. And we will sand everything down, so it's not that big a deal. The glue gets on some stuff. Get our cabinets reveal aligned, and then just tack a nail right here. Hopefully hit it, and then I'm going to come over here, line this one up, tack it. Hopefully that opens up. All right. Almost to the bottom here. A little high. It's okay. I can pull those out. Some new ones in. All right. Just got a couple on the inside that I'm gonna rip out. We're kind of at a stopping point. I am short 2 of the drawer slides. One is arriving later today, the other one is lost. So, and it was the last one they had. So I'll probably have to reorder those, but I do have the top drawer done, and it's a lot of space. I'm not sure what's going where just yet. I don't know. Also, if I'm gonna put any dividers in here. Kind of want to wait until I get it into the car to see. And then we have the upper, which is a lot deeper, and it's a little tight, so may have got this one a little bit wide, but it'll work out. So, and then we have the bottom, which is not attached, but a lot of work here. I may actually knock out a couple more things on this, but then this drawer, obviously I need the slides, but I built the drawers with the slides at first so I could make sure I got the sizes right. So I'll probably paint this in some sort of finish. I've got some wood plastic wood. I'm gonna go over and fix all the holes and then sand it down. And then as you can see, I've got these, which that's interesting. It looks like I forgot to put one of the screws in. So I may do that real quick. Don't exactly know how I forgot that, but these drawers come out real easy. 4 screws, they pop out, and I can get back in there and put that in. So that took about 2 minutes to pull that out. Fridge slide goes in there. I'm gonna wait. I've got to get the mechanism for bolting it into the car figured out before I put the slide in. And then this drawer is not, it's just sitting in there, so it's not straight. But I've got to get the drawer slides for that, but I may go ahead and work on the inside of that box. It's a little short on a way to secure things in the back of your Xterra. They've got this track that's in the back. If you just buy these Unistrut bolts or spring nuts, they work really well. So yeah, so you just take these little spring clips and then you go down inside the track and just turn it, and then it fits right in that groove. So you can just move them wherever you want, and then this gives you a way to securely bolt something to the back of your Xterra. All right, little update on the box. I've got everything puttied up and ready to sand down. I think on the outside, which is the side, the top, and the back, I'm gonna do like a Rust-Oleum undercoating, and then on the front, just the front panels here, I'm gonna do maybe, I'm not sure yet, but I've got this Krylon Fusion hammered metal. So just kind of give you a look at what I've got done so far. So obviously that's where the fridge slide's gonna go. And then got a large drawer here for gear. Got the heavy duty slides. And then this drawer, it's pretty big too. Not sure. One of these top two are going to be for clothes. And then this bottom drawer is a double drawer, so you got one slide comes out, and then quite a bit of room here. And then you've got an additional slide at the bottom, which I have this sliding. I have a sliding cutting board, so I'll probably make one more board to go in here, but I kind of wanted, and this is like sitting on a plastic table, so I kind of wanted a place to do some prep work, but then also have a place to cook, because all I use is this little stove, which if I have another one of these, then I can just cook down here. Whoa. Yeah, let me shut this. So yeah, that's the plan. So I want to show how I secured the drawer system into the vehicle. So I've got two bolts on each side, and they go into those spring nuts into the track, which the way I've got this built ends up with a wedge here behind the seat, and these bolts are pretty easy to line up. So you just measure from the edge to where the center line of the spring nut is, and then just drill a hole and locate the nut there. Okay, I want to do kind of a walkthrough of the drawer system now that it's installed. Up top, I have a pretty large drawer. This can be used for all kinds of things, from food to recovery gear, just camping, general camping supplies. And then there's another drawer here that it's kind of hard to open with one hand, but I was just testing this out with some recovery gear. I got my kinetic rope, jump start pack, and then jumper cables, impact, tree saver, things like that. I don't know they're actually going to stay in here. I may put them down in another area. And then this bottom drawer is a double drawer. So first off, I've got this drawer here, and then I have a cutting board that's fit. It's actually bought this at Walmart and dadoed out one section of it so it can slide in here. It's kind of hard to do with one hand again. And then, like you see, you've got storage area here, storage area there, and then you've got the drawer on the bottom. And I cut down a cutting board, and I wanted to have something that has this little drip edge in it, so if you are cutting meats or vegetables or something, it's not going to just drip off into the box itself. And then I made this piece here, which I also dadoed out to fit on this. And then my stove will go here. These actually slide, so you can move these wherever you want to. And then once you get I have a single burner stove. Once I have that out, I'll just set that on top, and then that'll be where I cook from. The fridge is on set power fridge on the set power. Slide out, food in there. So as I'm cooking, I can have the fridge pulled out, which is going to be super handy. Then I'll have a surface here for prepping or just to hold foods while I'm cooking. And then the stove will be here, and either with a trivet or a mat or something, you could put one of the pots or pans as you're cooking. And then you've got the prep area here. So this is kind of everything. It's a large box, but I do a lot of extended overlanding, so I need maximum storage. I currently have 2 bolts holding this box in, and they're in the front, and then you've got the weight of the materials in the back. And I did go overlanding this weekend, or off-roading this weekend, and through some pretty treacherous stuff. And as you can see, the Xterra doesn't really have a lift or anything done yet. So the box was completely quiet. There was no noises, no rattles. It didn't move. I will probably still put a couple bolts in the back of the track section. But this should be a really nice complement to this Xterra, and allow me to have a lot of things that I need. And then you've got quite a bit of space on each side, which is a lot easier to access in the front. Probably won't put anything up top. With the rear view mirror, I can still see pretty good behind me, so I probably won't put anything up there. And then coming around to this side, you can kind of see how the wedge is. And then one other thing that I was going to show is when you have this drawer pulled out completely, there is an access panel down into this area, which allows you to utilize that whole storage area underneath the Xterra. So the wedge area, you could probably I'll probably put a fold-up table here, or my pop-up fire pit, and then you've got areas on both sides to put stuff too. And then that allows you to still have, of course I was testing some stuff out, so I've got a lot of extra gear in here right now, but that allows you to have the seats up if you want to. I'll probably, on the extended trips, go ahead and take this portion out and then lay the seat down, so I'll have some additional storage. But turned out pretty nice. Can't wait to use it for the first time. We've got about a 10-day trip coming up in Arizona in April, so I'm sure I'll have it all loaded down by then. So anyways, I appreciate you watching. If you like the content, please subscribe and like the video on YouTube. I'm at Trail Exploration, and on Instagram, I'm nomadic.overland. Till next time.